Hey everyone, hope you all are well. I'm kicking things off today as usual by priming the eye area with my trusty Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I'm just adding a few swipes of this across the eye area now with the applicator itself, and then I'm taking this synthetic Wet n Wild blending brush and I'm just buffing the primer all around the eye area, anywhere that I'll be adding shadow, and I'm doing this to ensure the shadows that I apply do so nice and smoothly, blend nice and easily, and last all day long as well. So one of my favourite palettes to use when I'm working with cool tones is the Zoeva palette. This is the Smokey palette. It's a fantastic one with a beautiful range of shades and different textures, and Zoeva products don't break the bank either. So the first shadow I'm taking is called Sleep to Dream, which is almost a lilac toned grey shadow and it has a matte finish to it. I've just picked this up on a fluffy blending brush. This is from Blank Canvas Cosmetics. It's their E26 blending brush. And I'm starting out on the outer edge of the eye using circular motions in the crease, wriggling back and forward just to start to lay down that shadow. And then once I've less product on my brush, I'm using larger circular motions then just to buff that shadow out and really soften the edges. And when it comes to the outer edge, I'm keeping everything nice and rounded. Usually I would flick my shadows outwards towards the tail of the brow to elongate the eyes, but not today. So once again, I'm going in with a second helping of that shadow. I'm setting my brush down on the outer third of the eyelid, swirling my brush down there to lay down the colour, and then I'm raising my brush upwards and bringing the shade into and across the crease. Once I've got then the majority of the colour off of my brush, I'm just focusing then on softening the edges. So I'm running over and back, rounding my brush as I blend, just to make sure that the shadow is nice and soft and blended overall. I'm now picking up a bit more of that shade, this time on the flat end of a double-ended brush that came with, I think it was the Naked Cyber palette. I'm just using this then to smoke that shade down along the lower lash line, right into that inner corner, and I'm making sure then to round it up and connect it with the shadow above so that everything is nice and uniform. I don't want any gaps on that outer edge. So next then I'm taking up that matte deep purple shadow. It's called Elegant Chaos. It's another one of my favourite shades in the palette, and I've just gathered up that shadow on the same E26 blending brush, and I'm adding some depth to the look now. So I'm holding my brush quite far down the handle, almost at the end of the brush really, and I've very little pressure then being applied to the eye when I hold the brush in this way, and again it just helps to give me that really nice smoky finish to the look. So I'm swirling that shadow down now on the outer third of the eyelid, gradually making my way up to the crease, and then I'm taking it across into the deepest part of the crease. I'm then going to keep swirling, keep sweeping until I'm happy with the colour payoff and finish of the shadow. I'm just adding a few light layers again, just until I'm really pleased. So I'm moving back now to that double-ended brush, and what I do to the top, I do to the bottom. I'm going back in now and coating the lower lash line with that purple shade, making sure we don't have a disconnect on that outer edge. I decided to add a pop of silver to the lid, so I'm taking the Inglot Pearl 448 shadow. It really pops on the eye, especially when you add a setting spray to it. It really jumps out from the eyes. So I'm using a flat shader brush from Blank Canvas Cosmetics. It's the E24, and I'm just sweeping this halfway across the eyelid, just patting and pressing and sweeping until I'm happy with how the shadow looks. Then I'm going to take the matte black called Real Light. I'm using that smudger end of the Urban Decay double-ended brush again, just to start to push and press this into the lash bed on the outer third of the upper lash line, tapping it down now very gently, just getting that colour off my brush. Then I'm flipping the brush around and using the blending side, the fluffy side, just to very lightly soften that shadow. I'm going next in then with an angled brush from Vanity Planet. Anyone will do. I just like this one because it has a nice curve to it, so it literally hugs the lash line. I'm pressing this black shadow all the way across the upper lash line, starting on the outer edge, doing this just to add a bit of definition there. If you don't wear false lashes, this will help to add a bit of depth and thickness to your own natural lashes, and if you do wear lashes, it'll help to conceal the lash band. So I'm pressing that black shadow now once again down the lower lash line. This time though, as opposed to bringing it all the way across the eye, I'm taking it just about halfway across, just so we don't fully close over the eyes. So I'm going in now and adding a bright colour to the waterline, and sometimes some of the powder shadow, the excess can get caught on the waterline. I'm using a cotton bud now just to clean that area off. Then I'm taking the NARS High Pigment Longwear Liner in the shade Santa Monica, I'm pretty sure it is. My god, it's like liquid silver, it's just fab. Definitely a pencil that are worth the splurge, those high pigment longwear ones. But I'm adding a touch now of my face highlighter to around the tear duct of the eye. Initially I used the Too Faced Candlelight Glow Highlighting Power Duo, and then I swiftly changed my mind because I didn't like how it looked. So I've applied the Kiss lashes here, and now I'm going in with a frosty white shadow from Inglot. It's the AMC Shine 35, layering it over the highlighter on the tear duct just because I thought this kind of tone complemented the look better. I'm now using the Bambi Eye False Lash Mascara from L'Oreal to coat the bottom lashes. To do that, I'm using the tip of the brush to cover from root to tip, and then I'm blending my own lashes in with the false ones. But then that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you found it helpful and easy to follow. If you did, please do let me know, and I will catch you all in a video really soon.